infection on rise in border districts of country, adherence to health guidelines as well as area-based lockdown being enforced. Construction work of 50 model mosques completed out of 560 to be built across the country. Prime Minister to inaugurate completed ones tomorrow. BNP's multi-party democracy was a multi-party joke, comments Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. Information collection and stealing not the same, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood in response to TIB's statement. Government starts online hearing activities to reduce sufferings of land-related cases, says Land Minister. Antonio Guterres to become UN Secretary General for the second term. And Brazil defeat Paraguay 2-0 goals in World Cup qualifiers in South America. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Tasnumba Taslim, welcoming you to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center. You have just heard the headlines, now moving on to the details. Corona infection is increasing in the neighboring districts of the border areas in the country. In the last 24 hours, 353 people infected in Rajshahi, 44 in Nator, 42 in Joypurhat, 49 in Joshore, 65 in Chapainawabganj and 88 people infected in Nauga district. Health Directorate said country's corona situation is getting a negative trend due to the infection rise. Corona situation might be worsened this month due to the negligence of the government directions, including maintaining hygiene rules and social distance. The rate of corona infection was low in April, but it has increased in May. Indian variant of coronavirus has been detected in various parts of the country, including Old Dhaka, which spread from border districts. Corona infection rate also increased in the other districts of Dhaka division except the capital. Experts said health guidelines, hygiene rules and social distance must be maintained to keep safe from the coronavirus. 36 COVID-19 patients died and 2,537 new cases were traced today in the country. Directorate General of Health Services, DGHS, in its routine daily statement said the death toll has risen to 12,949 from coronavirus, and the tally of infections had risen to 8,17,819. The recovery count rose to 7,57,569 after another 2,267 patients recovered during the past one day. The statement said 12.33% of 20,584 samples tested positive today. DGHS statistics showed the people infected from the beginning, 92.63% recovered, while 1.58% died. The statement said of the 36 deaths, 1 is between 21 to 30 years, 2 in their 40s, 4 in their 50s, 8 in their 60s, while 21 are above 60 years. 17 out of the 36 people died today were male, while 19 were female. DGHS informed that today 6 people died in Dhaka division, 6 died in Chattogram division, 9 died in Rajshahi division, 10 died in Khulna division, 1 died in Sylhet division and 4 died in Rangpur division. State Minister for Religious Affairs Muhammad Faridul Haq Khan has said the present government, for the first time in Bangladesh and even across the world, is constructing 560 model mosques and Islamic cultural centers simultaneously. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will inaugurate 50 such model mosques tomorrow. Religious Affairs Ministry constructed the mosque marking the Mujib Borsho. The State Minister for Religious Affairs disclosed this at a press conference in the Secretariat today. Senior officials of Religious Affairs Ministry were present on the occasion. Later, the State Minister for Religious Affairs gave answers to various questions raised by the journalists. As many as 560 model mosques and Islamic cultural centers are being constructed across the country in order to expand Islamic values and culture alongside holding prayers. The initiative was undertaken by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. In the meantime, 50 mosques have been readied for inauguration. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will virtually inaugurate these mosques tomorrow. It is a rare instance in the world history to construct so many mosques one at a time. Every mosque will have separate prayer places for men and women devotees. In addition, there will be a library, research center, Islamic cultural centers, Hajj pilgrims and Imam training center at every model mosque. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said BNP's multi-party democracy was the multi-party mockery. He said Mirza Fakhrul and other BNP leaders are building castle in the air to capture state power. Obaidul Qadir said this while briefing to the journalists through online from his official residence in the capital this morning, mentioning that BNP wanted to hit the last nail in the coffin of democracy by giving 1.25 crore fake voters in 2006. The Awami League General Secretary said BNP had created the main reason of 111 to appoint party men as the chief of caretaker government.
BNP নেতারা বলেন আওয়ামী লীগ নাকি গণতন্ত্রকে হত্যা করেছে। তাদের নির্লজ্জ মিথ্যাচারে মানুষ হাসে। হানা ভোটের মাধ্যমে কারা গণতন্ত্রকে দেশে হত্যা করেছিল? বিএনপির গণতন্ত্র ছিল কারফিউ গণতন্ত্র। 15 ফেব্রুয়ারির ভোটারবিহীন নির্বাচন কোন গণতন্ত্র? বিএনপির বহুদলীয় গণতন্ত্র ছিল বহুদলীয় তামাশা। বিচারপতিদের বয়স বাড়িয়ে বিএনপি দলীয় লোক কেএম হাসানকে তত্ত্বাবধায়ক সরকারের প্রধান করতে চেয়েছিল বিএনপি। সেই পরিস্থিতিতে তারা 1,25,00,000 ভুয়া ভোটার এবং দলীয় লোককে তত্ত্বাবধায়ক সরকার প্রধান করতে চেয়ে বিএনপি 111 প্রধান কারণ সৃষ্টি করেছিল। সংবিধান সম্মতভাবে পৃথিবীর অন্যান্য গণতান্ত্রিক দেশের ন্যায় যথাসময়ে নির্বাচন হবে। অবাধ নিরপেক্ষ সুষ্ঠু নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠানে সরকার নির্বাচন কমিশনকে সর্বাত্মক সহযোগিতা করবে। আন্দোলনের নামে সহিংসতা সৃষ্টি করে গোলা পানিতে মাছ শিকার করতে চায় বিএনপি। ক্ষমতা যেতে ফখরুল সাহেবরা রঙিন চশমার ফাঁক দিয়ে রঙিন খোয়াব দেখছেন।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said gatherings of information and theft of information are not the same. He said this responding to the statement of the TIB. The minister made the comment responding to a query from the journalist after a photo album publication program titled The Great Leader Bangabandhu and Bangladesh in Pictures at the Secretariat today. Replying to another query on coronavirus vaccines, Dr. Hassan Mahmood said the government has been having talks with different countries to procure jabs.
দুর্নীতির তথ্য বা যে কোনো তথ্যের অবাধ প্রবাহ নিশ্চিত করার জন্যই জননেত্রী শেখ হাসিনার সরকারই তথ্য কমিশন গঠন করেছে। তথ্য কমিশন গঠিত হওয়ার পর এ পর্যন্ত 1,20,000-এর মতো এই ধরনের আবেদনের নিষ্পত্তি হয়েছে। টিআইবি এই ক্ষেত্রে তথ্য সংগ্রহ এবং তথ্য চুরি দুটি বিষয়কে গুলিয়ে ফেলেছে। আরেকটি বিষয় হচ্ছে টিআইবি অনেক গবেষণা করে। টিআইবির মতো সংগঠনের দরকার আছে, এই ধরনের সিভিল সোসাইটি সংগঠনগুলো থাকা দরকার আছে। তারা স্বচ্ছতা জবাবদিহিতা নিশ্চিত করার জন্য কাজ করবে, এটি স্বাভাবিক, আমরাও চাই সেটি। কিন্তু টিআইবি আমরা দেখেছি অতীতে বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে গবেষণার কথা যেটি বলে, আসলে তারা কোনো কোনো ক্ষেত্রে হয়তো গবেষণা হয়, তবে বেশিরভাগ ক্ষেত্রে গবেষণা না করে একটি রিপোর্ট তৈরি করে, সেটিকে গবেষণা বলে চালিয়ে দেয়, যেটা সমীচীন নয়। বাংলাদেশ টিকা দেওয়া শুরু করার দেশগুলোর মধ্যে প্রথম সারিতে যে কয়টি দেশ ছিল তার মধ্যে বাংলাদেশ হচ্ছে একটি। টিআইবি যেটি বলেছে একটি সূত্রের উপর নির্ভরতা নিয়ে তারা প্রশ্ন রেখেছে। বাংলাদেশ একটি সূত্রের উপর নির্ভর করে নাই। বাংলাদেশ সব সূত্রের সাথে যেখান থেকে টিকা পাওয়ার সম্ভাবনা ছিল সবার সাথে যোগাযোগ করেছে, কিন্তু আজ থেকে 6 মাস 8 মাস 9 মাস আগে যখন টিকা বাজারে এলো তখন কিন্তু সব দেশ প্রথমে নিজেদের প্রয়োজনীয়তার কথাই মাথায় রেখেছে, সবাই এগিয়ে আসেনি অন্য দেশকে টিকা দেওয়ার জন্য। বাংলাদেশ অনেকের সাথে যোগাযোগ করলেও সিরাম ইনস্টিটিউট প্রথমে এগিয়ে এসছে এবং বাংলাদেশ সিরাম ইনস্টিটিউটের সাথে চুক্তি করেছে এবং সেই মোতাবেক টিকাও এসছে। কিন্তু ভারতের পরিস্থিতি অবনতি হওয়ার কারণে, ভারত সরকারের নানা বিধিনিষেধের কারণে তারা পরবর্তীতে চুক্তি অনুযায়ী টিকা সরবরাহ করতে পারেনি। কিন্তু বাংলাদেশ আরো অন্যান্য দেশের সাথেও প্রথম থেকে যোগাযোগ রেখেছে। সেই যোগাযোগ রাখার কারণেই এখন চীন থেকে টিকা আসছে, সেই যোগাযোগ রাখার কারণে অন্যান্য সূত্র থেকেও টিকা আসছে। হঠাৎ করে যোগাযোগ করলে এত তাড়াতাড়ি টিকা আসতো না। বাংলাদেশ কখনো একটি সূত্রের উপর নির্ভর করে না।
Publisher of the photo album Alhambra Nasrin Hossein Luisa and Shadin Bangla Betar Kendro artist Monoranjan Ghoshal, among others, were present at the program. Now international news. COVID-19 global death toll crosses 37,67,000 and over 17 crore 49 lakh people have been infected globally. Besides, more than 15 crore 83 lakh and 65,000 people have recovered from the virus so far. Meanwhile, India has now 2 crore 91 lakh 50,000 confirmed cases and 3 lakh 55,000 deaths. The US has now 3 crore 42 lakh 42,000 confirmed cases and 6 lakh 13,000 deaths. The UN Security Council on Tuesday recommended Secretary General Antonio Guterres for a second 5-year term as Chief of the World Organization beginning January 1st, 2022. The 15-nation council held at a closed meeting where it unanimously adopted a resolution recommending Guterres' name to the 193-member General Assembly for a second term as Secretary General. The General Assembly was likely to meet to make the appointment on June 18th. Guterres succeeded Ban Ki-moon in January 2017. At least 16 people were killed and several others injured when a bus fell off a bridge at Uttar Pradesh's Kanpur in India on Tuesday night. Police said the bus first hit a loaded truck and then jumped off the bridge in Sachendi area of the city. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has expressed grief over the accident and directed officials to provide all necessary help and support to those affected. And Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also announced financial assistance to kin of those killed in the road accident. The government has introduced online hearing for solving land-related cases with a view to decrease public sufferings. Land Minister Saifuzzaman Chaudhry inaugurated the new services at the Land Ministry in the Secretariat today. He said online land dispute hearing program introduced as part of ensuring pro-people land management in the country. The Land Minister said people now can take part in land dispute cases virtually from their home. He said initiatives have also been taken to develop land revenue collection system digitally. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is expected to inaugurate the program in July next. Land Secretary Muhammad Mustafizur Rahman, Land Appeal Board Chairman Muhammad Moshur Rahman, Director General of Land Record and Survey Directorate Muhammad Taslimul Islam, and senior officials of Land Ministry were present on the occasion. Commissioners of different divisions and districts across the country took part of the function through video conference. State Minister for Disaster Management and Relief Dr. Inamur Rahman said post-liberation Bangladesh found Turkey by its side in development endeavors and during any natural calamity. He said Turkey's role is especially mentionable in resolving the Rohingya crisis. He said this at key handing over ceremony of vehicles supplied by the Turkish International Cooperation and Coordination Agency for the Rohingya Refugee Commissioner's Office in Cox's Bazar. The ceremony was held at the Biam Foundation Auditorium in the capital today. Turkish Ambassador to Bangladesh Mustafa Osman Turan appreciated government successes in disaster management. The ambassador also assured the Minister of State about Turkey's continued support for country's development. Secretary to the Ministry Mohammad Mohsin, Refugee Commissioner Rizwan Hayat and TICAP Program Coordinator Ismail Gundogdu were present. Now news on weather. Weather forecast valid for 24 hours commencing 6 p.m. today said light to moderate rain or thunder showers accompanied by temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at many places over Dhaka, Khulna, Borishal and Chattogram divisions and at a few places over Rajshahi, Rangpur, Mymensingh and Sylhet divisions with moderately heavy to heavy falls at places over the country. MOT office said day and night temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country. Now news on sports. Brazil beat Paraguay by 2-0 in the South American region's World Cup qualifiers today. With this victory, the 5-time champions Brazil continued their 100% record while they won all the 6 matches played. Neymar and his substitute Lucas Paqueta scored Brazil's goals, marking the team's first win at Paraguay in World Cup qualifiers in 35 years. The result remained Brazil to top of the South American qualifying group for Qatar 2022 with a maximum 18 points. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi's Argentina draw 2-2 against Colombia in the other match of qualifiers. Argentina were off to a flying start, helped by woeful home defending, to move 2-0 up inside 8 minutes through goals by Christian Romero and Leandro Paredes. But Colombia's substitutes turned the game around in the second half as Luis Muriel netted from the spot and then Miguel Borja snatched a point at the death. Argentina remained unbeaten in second place for earning 12 points from 6 matches. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. Corona infection on rise in border districts of the country, adherence to health guidelines as well as area-based lockdown being enforced. Construction work of 50 model mosques completed out of 560 to be built across the country. Prime Minister to inaugurate completed ones tomorrow. BNP's multi-party democracy was a multi-party joke, comments Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. Information collection and stealing not same, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood in response to TIB's statement. Government starts online hearing activities to reduce sufferings of land-related cases, says Land Minister. Antonio Guterres to become UN Secretary General for a second term. And Brazil defeat Paraguay 2-0 goals in World Cup qualifiers in South America. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us and invite you to watch our 11:30 Bangla News. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.